question that often comes up is about people giving advice to other people and then becoming therapists or advisors or teachers, giving advice to other people about things they have not yet resolved in themselves. Now, the first thing to share about that is everybody has something to share with somebody. Everybody has had an experience that somebody else hasn't. And the key word there is experience, something you've experienced, not thought or read in a book, as we often get with people who are teaching. They teach theories, but it's not their living in the moment experience in that moment. So we all have experienced something that we can share with the other. But this is something I would like to express again. The sharing with the other has to do with acknowledging the experience that's happened here, but letting it dissolve so you can melt with the other. Because the experience that you've had is not the same as anyone else. No experience is ever the same, no matter how close it looks. Each person is unique, so the experience is unique, but each moment is unique, so the experience is unique. So when attempting to give advice or support to somebody else, we need to tune in to the somebody else. We need to connect with them and feel them. And then come from the place of our experience and share it loosely, gently, so the other person can connect. If that's on a friend basis, that's one thing. But when it gets professional and people start to charge for their advice, what happens inside is, oh, I am charging for this, therefore I should know what I am talking about. So it's very rare you'll get a therapist or a professional helper who will say, oh, I don't know about that. They think they've got to know about everything. So that's where they come from, not only with the things they don't know about, but the things they do know about. There's a fixed place in there. It's not fluid and soft and flowing with the other person. And adjusting and changing with this unique person in this unique moment, being given by this unique person. So often what happens when it becomes a paying situation, the person that's giving the advice feels they have to know. If you're one of those people, just consider, you don't have to know everything. If you did, you wouldn't be charging for what you do. So, what often happens is when you become a professional, you feel you have to know, and therefore you get less available for people giving you feedback. In fact, often people become afraid to give you feedback. And if you're a group leader, they're afraid to give feedback because they're not going to get approval or they're going to get disapproval. So you've got to be aware all the time of the other person. Where are they and what's going on with them? Are they trying to please you? And usually that's what happens. A person either pleases you and says yes, or disagrees with you and says no. And that's not to do with the other person, it's to do with you who's attempting to share. Let me go back to the beginning. Everybody has something to share with somebody. So keep looking. You may have had an experience that when you tune into the other, you've got something useful to help that person see their situation more clearly. If you're a professional, You need to be more aware, more alert, because people are projecting onto you an authority. So you've got a responsibility there, in one way, a responsibility to be more open, to be more available. And it needs to go both ways. You need to listen. You need to make it an invitation, comfortable for people to share with you. So let's reiterate that last bit. Especially if you're a professional, meaning you're charging for your advice in some way. To make sure you're making it easy for everybody around you. If they see something that seems to be a blind spot in you, and we all have blind spots. And of course, if we have a blind spot, we're blind to the fact that we're blind to our blind spot. So we need other people to give us that feedback, to say, it looks to me as though, and then you take a look and let it in. And just watch if, because you're a professional, you think you have to know, you go tight. Just stay loose. It's fine not to know. There's an area in all of us where we have a blind spot. Otherwise, we'd be in the space. So stay open, stay loose, stay easy. And what I've noticed with a lot of professionals, they think they've got to know, they get a little tight, and they lose the loving connection, the soft connection. And that's the energy that is the support for the other person. That's the juice, the softness, the love, the genuine caring for the other person, however they are, whoever they are. The softness in there. Now, sometimes you need to be firm, you need to say things firmly, but always coming from a place of love and caring and acknowledging that maybe you still have some blind spots. And be as soft and as loving and as caring to yourself about your blind spots as well. Soft, loving, caring, being one with. Yes, you have more experience, that's what you've specialized in, and at one level, we are all one.